It's no secret that having the right creative and the right marketing angle are one of the most important parts to actually seeing results with your e-commerce store. So that's why in this video, I'll be breaking down everything that goes into making a winning ad. So if you've been hearing everybody say your creative is important, but they actually never showed you what a winning creative would actually look like, in this video, I'm not only going to be giving you some examples and references you can use, but I'll also be making a creative inside of CapCut, and I'll show you the exact process step by step as if I was doing this for one of my stores. And this is actually coming from somebody who's currently running a brand and currently testing products. So this isn't some outdated information that worked like a year ago on TikTok ads. And just to show you guys, in the last 3 months, I've done a little over 100K. And then this year so far, I've done around 400K in sales with my main store. So yeah, I want to give you guys the most up-to-date stuff that is currently working. And I'll also show you how to find, new trends and new things that work, as obviously things constantly change in this landscape. So I'll show you guys, where to get most up-to-date information like 2-3 months from after this video is being posted. So kicking things off, I first want to break down where you can actually go and look for, inspiration and things that are currently working when making your ad creatives. And for me personally, Facebook ad library has always been a great tool for this because it literally shows you every single active ad that is currently running on the Meta platform. So you can literally go in there, search any keyword, search for any brand, and you'll be able to see exactly what sort of creatives they're running, when they launch them, if they're active or inactive. So the ad library is a great tool for this. What I would actually recommend doing is building something called a swipe file, brands you like to take inspiration from. I'll show you guys a couple in this video, but a swipe file of big D2C brands, are going to have these huge teams behind them making these creatives. What you can do is you can always just check up on them every week or so and see if they're testing any new hooks, if they're testing any new creative styles, if they're what sort of format they're using, what sort of framework, and then you can implement that into your product tests, your ad account, and likely see some good results because, right, keep in mind, these guys are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing on Facebook and, different channels. So they're not going to be running ads if they're not performing. They're always testing a bunch. And yeah, I'll show you guys a couple in this video that you can reference. So next up, let's break down the actual formula and framework you should be using for your ads. If you spend some time on ad library and studying these brands, what you'll notice is a lot of them are following a very similar structure, which I'm going to break down right now. And once again, if you just have this structure side by side when you're actually making your ad creative, you can just follow it and you can be fairly confident that the creative you're going to make is going to be up to modern standard, and it's going to have the correct sort of flow and pacing to actually convert people into customers. So yeah, let's jump in on it. I'll show you guys that right now. All right, guys, so we're now in my Myer board, and I have laid out the sort of framework I typically like to use when making creatives. So I want to quickly run you guys through it and just break down what everything means here. So starting off with the first one, the hook, obviously pretty self-explanatory, but this is where you want to catch people's attention. The hook is probably 80% of your video's performance. If the hook is bad, nobody's going to watch the rest of the video. So honestly, 80 to 90% of your effort should be going towards making a good hook. And then when actually testing creatives, the hook is usually the first thing I'll change and test out. I haven't really found that the rest of the video makes a huge difference. It's really that first 3-5 seconds of the video that's really going to determine if the video performs well or not. And some ideas here for you guys are different emotional reactions of people to the product works really well for gifts, sort of shocking, really any sort of video or clip that can make people stop scrolling. That can be just different, right? That can be anything from an emotional reaction, or it can also just show the product in action. You can also do different unboxing videos. You can do more of a shocking scroll stopper video. I'll show you guys a couple examples soon. But yeah, hook is 80% of where your marketing budget is really going. So you really want to make sure that your hook is attention grabbing, interesting, and honestly, makes people want to stop scrolling. The next part of it is problem or pain. So I always like to sell problem solving products that have actually some sort of use case, not these kind of trendy viral ones. So you can skip this step if your product doesn't meet that criteria, but for 90% of products out there, they do actually address some sort of problem or pain point. And when I say problem, it's really a wide scape of, what you can actually relate it to. A problem can be something as simple as boredom or, having back pain. So you want to make sure you address that problem right away. Then we actually want to introduce the product. So this is where, you're going to reveal the product, give product info, basically say what your product is going to do and how it's going to benefit the customer. Then following along with that narrative, feature and benefit, this is where you want to give features or benefits of the product. So right, if you're selling something like a back brace, a benefit might be that it's comfortable to wear all day long. And then a feature would be something like, it comes in 3 different sizes. I personally like to stick more to benefits. I find that they're just going to connect and relate to the customer way better than a feature would. And then after that, pretty simple, you just have the call to action. With any ad, you always want to have basically an end action goal you want the customer to take. So your call to action, which in our case is, click the bio, click the first link below to get yours today, or, 50% off plus free shipping for a limited time only, something like that. You don't want to just leave your customers hanging and question them where they actually need to go next. So you want to be really clear with that. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole framework. And now I want to show you guys some example videos that I've picked out that actually follow this exact framework, so you can see what I'm talking about a little better. All right, so the first video here, it's by this company called OxyFit. And what these guys sell is like a breath, like training device. I've seen these guys go from just like a dropshipping store back in February to now having, their own custom packaging. So it's been really cool to see what they've done with the content and, the website over the time, but these guys are absolutely crushing it. So I always like checking in on their ads, seeing how they're doing. And this is the ad I picked out. And if we put this side by side with the framework, you will see that they start off with a hook, and I'll play the video right now. All right, so I'm gonna pause this real quick, and you can see the first 3 seconds, their hook is, hey, are you a vapor? You need to watch this video. So that's their hook. There's this one simple cure, it's called a lung detox, this device, right? So we can see now they're introducing the problem, right? You're vaping, you want to quit. They go right into the product introduction and product info. And then obviously, they say it's easy to use, it gives you the fastest results, it clears your lungs and fixes shallow breathing. So again, they go into every feature and benefit that somebody would get out of purchasing this product. And then after that, towards the end of the video, you can see they are saying, try this product risk-free, just click shop to get yours now. So if you see, like, they follow this framework pretty closely, and if I just keep going with the next few videos, you'll see that every single one of these videos and, these brands are following this framework. So here's another one, that I'm going to play here. So it's, their hook is kind of like from, a female perspective, saying like, oh, I love your smoker's cough and your lack of athleticism, which obviously it's sarcasm. Nobody wants that. So that's their hook. Then, yeah, there you go. Once again, they introduce the product and give you all the info, and then they just go straight into the benefits that we saw earlier. And then they ended off with a call to action. So, right, 2 videos that are following this exact framework. And the next one here I have for you guys is, more of our conventional e-commerce video. So I'm going to play this right now. Okay, that's their hook. How drinking mushrooms can heal you from the inside out. That's their hook. They show the problem. I've been feeling bloated, etc., drinking coffee. Then they go introduce the product. All right, cool. These nootropic mushrooms, they give you a free box. And then he goes straight into the benefits. So, and I promise you guys, if you go right now in the ad library and start looking for different DTC brands, you'll see that a lot of them are following this exact framework or a similar structure to it. And that's for, the reason it works. It works for a lot of people. So when making your ad creatives, this is the exact framework you want to be using because it works. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. Simply just adapt what's already working to what we're selling and what we're trying to do. So now that we went over what a winning creative looks like and where to find inspiration for your winning creatives, let's actually jump and make one of these for ourselves. So now that you have an idea of what a winning creative will look like, and I've shown you some brands you can take inspiration from and how to find your own, let's actually go in and build a creative like this ourselves inside of CapCut. I'll show you guys step by step how to do that. But for that, obviously we need footage to make the video creative with. So there's a couple of ways to do this. When we're testing, we're just dipping our toes. So what I'll typically do is take existing content online and repurpose it into my own videos. I do want to say, please do this at your own risk. I'm not telling you to go and do this. It is risky because you're taking existing content, but that is, one method you can do for getting content, for testing products. It doesn't require a lot of time. It's free. And yeah, you can test really quickly. And then once you have something working, you want to transition into your own custom UGC as soon as possible, because it's going to give you more room to work with, because it's going to give you more creatives to actually work with. You're going to own full rights to it, and it's also going to help you stand out from everybody else who is just using the same type of videos. So you may be thinking, well, that's great and all, but where do I actually get UGC for my products? I always like to get my UGC from Viral Ecom Ads. They have this UGC split testing package here, where essentially the way it works is you just send them your product, and in a couple days after the product, and after a couple days after they get the product, they'll just film you 3 raw footage ads. They can edit them as well. It just depends what you ask for. But I always just get the raw footage. That way I can just, get the raw footage and edit it myself and make like a ton of different variations. But the reason I like them is they're always really quick with turning around the actual UGC, which is helpful for, when you're trying to scale, you need UGC as soon as possible. And they're also by far like one of the most affordable services out there, as far from what I've tried, comparing to like Billo and Fiverr. Each video only really comes down to like $100 each, where if you compare it to Fiverr, you can pay upwards to like $200 per video. So, and another really good thing they have is these image ad package examples, which I also really like. And it's $10 an image, super cheap. And these are the exact style of images that I always like to test. They're based on what's currently working right now as well. So we met the owner a couple of times, really great guy, has helped me a lot with, my ecom stuff as well. So when he reached out and offered a discount code for you guys, I obviously said yes. Yeah, it's going to be the first thing down in the description below. So yeah, use that promo code and you'll get 15% off and you'll help support the channel. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys check them out for your UGC needs and, any other like image ads that you may need. But with that being said, let's dive right in and build a creative from scratch inside of CapCut. So from here, we're actually going to go ahead and build a script for our video and actually make a voiceover that we can also use for our video. So for this, I like using 11 Labs. I believe they have a free version. If not, it's like under $10 a month. And I use these guys for like every video. There's other different places you can get this AI voice. And then I think CapCut also has one, but this is just what I like using. Pretty convenient. I like the presets that they have. So I just use them. But yeah, what we're gonna do is just look at their ad library once again, and we're gonna try to find something that's currently working. So I'm just gonna start watching a couple of these videos and I'll build a script and then I'll explain why I, did the things that I did. All right, so this is what I went and came up with here. So we're gonna be doing 3 different scripts, very similar structure, just slightly different hooks, and then we're gonna use different voices as well. But basically what I did was I just looked through a bunch of these videos here and I noticed that they were using a similar format of, this script. So I just went in, changed it slightly, did some different hooks and just reworded things a little bit. And that's how I got these. So that's what I always like to do. Just take something that I know is working and remake it in my own way. That way it's different. So for these ones here, I'll read you guys the first one. So this is going to be the hook right here. So, I'm pretty sure I just found the most comfortable bed sheets I've ever slept on. So that I hope is kind of attention catching. And then we're going to go into the problem. And then the next thing we're going into the problem. Then I go into actually introducing the product. So, and I found these mattress covers and I'm going to show a video of like, the mattress covers obviously. And then we go into the benefits. So made my bed 1,000 times more comfortable. They're super stretchy and cozy and that they look really good. And then I just, I have some more benefits here. And then I just go in with a call to action. So as you can see, same structure as I was showing you guys earlier. And that's the same thing for the script. So you can pause it and read this if you'd like, but same exact structure, just different hooks and slightly different body. So yeah. So what I'm going to do from here is just pop these into 11 Labs and generate a voiceover from them. All right, so went ahead and uploaded all of the assets that I've downloaded into CapCut. So we've got our footage right here and the 3 voiceovers. So the first thing I'm going to do is just import this footage into the CapCut editor. And then I'm going to go ahead and just quickly look through this, mute this first of all, and then cut out any clips that we don't need. So this clip right here, I don't think we need. I'm just gonna use the clips of the actual product. So I'm gonna delete that and make sure, yeah, this is all good. And then I'm going to go ahead and break down all of these into individual clips. That way it's easy to rearrange and make a ton of different variations of this video. So I'm gonna clip it right there, right here, and we'll leave that as is. All right, we're gonna clip that there. And then we'll just leave that as well. All right, so I'm gonna go through, just make sure the transitions are fine. All right, sweet. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and pick a fitting sound for this video to kind of have a bit of background music. All right, so I went ahead and I chose a sound that we're gonna use for the video. So it's just one of these free ones in CapCut. I don't think it needs to be anything, too interesting, as it's just gonna be in the background, and I'm gonna turn down the volume anyway. All right, so I think that should be fine. So I'm just gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna cut the end of it and fade it out by grabbing this dot right here and just dragging it. All right, that's it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and actually drag in the first voiceover here. So it'll just be this one right here, and we'll just have to adjust the audio a little bit. All right, so the next thing I usually like to do is just speed up the audio because it just helps with attention spans in my opinion and makes the video a little more fast paced. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is, you can see right here, the audio is sometimes breaking. There are these pauses in the audio sometimes for whatever reason. So we wanna go ahead and also remove these to make the video a bit more fast paced. So I'm just gonna go ahead, clip these out and readjust the video. All right, so what actually ended up happening is the audio clip is a little longer than the rest of the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this last benefit here. I don't think it's too necessary, and I'm just gonna scooch the video to fully fit into the B-roll. And to be honest, I might make this the default speed again, because I don't really like how that sounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange everything back once again. Okay, and I think this should be a little better. And then I'm also going to go ahead and cut out the word link. So it's just click below to get yours today, just to make sure everything fits into the video we have. Okay, so I think that does work. And then sometimes what I also like to do is just put the end of the video in the very back. That way we can just wrap this up nicely. Yeah, there we go. So that will work. So I'll give you guys a little preview of what we have so far. Okay, so I like where this is going. I like the overall structure and flow of the video. Some of the clips, match up. And if they didn't, I would just rearrange them. So this part where it's talking how the sheets are very soft, we have this person falling on the bed. So I like the overall flow of the video, so I'm not going to change any clips yet. And what I'll do is I'll just auto-generate the captions and add some captions to this video. So we just want to click auto captions right here, click create. Before you do that, make sure to mute the audio, everything besides the voiceover, because otherwise it may look a little messed up. So we're just going to click create. All right, there we go. That's much better. And so from here, you can see CapCut went ahead and made all the captions for us already. So you just want to look through here, make sure all of them look fine, and the spelling's correct and everything like that. And then from there, what you do is you select one of these captions and you just go to templates. And as you can see here, we have a bunch of these cool templates we can pick from. So I'll pick one of these ones. This one right here I usually like to go for. So I'm going to use this one for the first video, and then I'm going to also move up the caption a little bit in the video so it's within the safe zone. So if Facebook is running this at different placements, the captions don't get cut off. So I'm going to have this a bit more in the middle, and this is what a video looks like. With minimal effort, we pretty much made, in my opinion at least, a pretty decent video to test with, and it's more original than if we were just to rip videos directly. It has our own voiceover, it has our own script. And so from here, what I'm going to do next for the next two videos is I'm going to rearrange these clips differently. That way, all the videos are completely different. And yeah, you can see how this didn't take us very long. So I'll show you guys the final result, and then I'm going to do the rest of the videos. All right, there we go. So that's the video creative. I think this turned out pretty well. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, do the rest really quickly, and I'll talk to you guys, and I'll see you guys in a bit with the results. All right, and we are done. So I just went ahead, made two more creatives. I'll probably throw like a bit of background footage on how I was actually making those, but I'll go ahead and I'll play them right now so you can see I did three different styles of captions. So we have just like a bunch of stuff to test. But yeah, I'll go ahead and play those right now.
I got rid of my cotton sheets after I found these. I came across these luxury sheets while looking for a sleeping upgrade and had to get them right away. They are made from premium milk velvet, making you feel like you are sleeping on a cloud. They are super stretchy and cozy, plus they look amazing. They are so easy to take on and off. Click below to get yours today.
So before we end off this video, I want to give you guys, one or two last pieces of advice that I think should help. It's what helped me sort of find creatives that work more and more. So really focus on the hook, like I mentioned before. Really try experimenting with the visuals, with the sound effects, with different music. Yeah, so really test your hooks and then try to make as many creatives as possible, because mastery comes from consistency and just doing something over and over again and constantly improving on what that is that you're doing. So yeah, just make sure to always try a bunch of things out. Do your research, look at brands, look at what currently is working, and don't give up if the first two videos don't live up to your standard. I think my video is still right now. We all have something to always work on and improve. So don't so don't trip yourself up too much about it. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and drop a comment with any new video suggestions that you want to see. If you want to join my community, 100%, I'll leave a link for that in the description as well. Yeah, we do free calls, free feedback, free advice. Like, I'll drop winning products in there from time to time. So if you do end up joining, I look forward to saying hi to you as well. But yeah, with that being said, you can also always message me on Instagram if you have any questions. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.